Hey guys, Jarek here, and Komodo's back. Gonna be doing some more Call of Duty Ghosts. This time we're doing some team deathmatch on the map Stormfront. I usually do pretty well on this map, so you might be seeing a lot more of it. This time I'm going to be using the K7 submachine gun with the Steady Aim perk. And Steady Aim's been around since Call of Duty 4. If you don't know what it does, it makes hip firing more accurate. Although I think it's much more effective in this version of Call of Duty than previous games. Usually I only used it with LMGs, but this time I'm using it with a submachine gun, and you can accurately hip fire up to about 50 feet away. And I also put a grip on it, so I have no recoil at all. It's just crazy how effective this is. Now, there's also another perk that allows you to shoot faster out of sprinting. So if you combine all these, you can have a really fast-paced loadout that's really effective, as long as you're on a small to medium-sized map with a lot of ways to flank people. Fighting these types of people, I mean, these are the assholes that you'll see running and jumping around corners with these kinds of loadouts. It is actually very frustrating to fight. I'm sure you have plenty of experience with that.
Yes, actually. Oh god, I just thought all the way back to, like, Modern Warfare 2.
For some reason, I think that's actually been a thing since Modern Warfare 2. If you're dual-wielding anything and you jump at someone, I don't know what it is, but it, like, makes your guns more accurate.
Holy crap, I completely forgot you could dual wield in that game.
I don't know how you can forget. That's like a standard. You know, that's something that I always hated about Call of Duty games, or at least Infinity Ward Call of Duty games. You should not be allowed to carry a submachine gun as your secondary. You're basically carrying two primaries. And people may be saying, but why? Well, you see, if you're sniping and you have an SMG as a secondary, you're not sniping. That's just... no. I mean, it may stop them from quickscoping, but, you know, if you flank a sniper and he ends up just pulling an SMG out on you and turning around, that's bullshit.
I never actually thought about that.
Yeah, that's something that always annoyed me, but people seem to like it, so... Personally myself, Infinity Ward never seemed like they cared much about balance. They seemed more like they cared about making a fast-paced, goofy game, if anything else. And this leads me right to my next question. So I got a question on my last Call of Duty video saying, so are you a Battlefield player or a Call of Duty player? And I really don't understand everything involving this. So first off, I'm a Red Orchestra player. I would say I am neither a Battlefield or a Call of Duty player. I just play shooters that I find fun. I don't get the whole competition between these two games. If you like something, why do you need someone to tell you shouldn't be playing it? You know, I see Call of Duty to be a good time waster, I see Battlefield to be the same thing. And this may be a surprise to you guys, but Battlefield and Call of Duty are both unrealistic arcade shooters. If you like one, you probably like the other. There's really not much to that. And it surprises people, because a lot of people, for some reason, have this mentality that Battlefield is realistic. It's not. There are so many things that are wrong about Battlefield. One, you shouldn't be able to survive about 1,000,000 bullets and run away and stand next to this magical health box that somehow heals you. Two, bullets do not drop that quickly. That's something that always annoys me about Battlefield. And the bullets are not also all tracers.
Maybe...
Like, I should probably stop right there because I could rant a lot about this. The main point, Battlefield is an arcade shooter that is very unrealistic.
I was just gonna say, maybe the gravity in the world of Battlefield is a lot more than it is here.
The world suddenly got like twice as large.
Only in America and Mexico.
Yeah, wasn't it like Mexico suddenly became the fattest country in the world?
Yes, it did. Digress though. Yeah, I don't understand why people decide to take sides. I don't see why people decide to, kind of pit these games against each other within the community of gamers when, I mean, the companies are already doing that, and they're actually making money from it, so, like, you guys, you're, kind of just acting on their behalf and benefiting not from it.
Yeah, companies love it when you do this. The whole Battlefield versus Call of Duty thing is free advertising. They don't even need to pay a thing. And their name constantly gets out there from people constantly arguing about the two games. You keep it relevant, you keep talking about it, and people do buy because of that. They hear the name, it becomes normal to them, and then they go buy it. Oh god, the whole team. I double take so hard at that. Like, who do I shoot? What do I do?
Now, I don't know if it was just me that saw that, but did you knife that guy and he did a complete 180 from it?
I don't think I saw that.
We'll take a look at that another time. Back to the point. Yeah, it's free advertisement for them. You're not benefiting from it at all, and it kind of like propagates this mentality that actually, at least in my case, pushes some people away from the games entirely. And that's on top of all the other things I disliked about
Well,
this
if you have a
game.
bad community, people are not going to be one. I mean, it doesn't matter what you're doing, gaming or not. If the community is volatile, then people don't want to be around it. I mean, League of Legends is a good example.
Don't even talk about that game. That's like the biggest reason I don't want to play it, because it's like the people playing it are always so mad, and then the people.
There's some games that just are rage-inducing, and I gotta say, this is one of those games where it's a Twitch shooter. You know, I prefer games that only require 1 to 2 shots to kill, and usually the person that wins is the person that outsmarted the opponent and got behind them and flanked them or got the drop on them. And, you know, you're almost always going to win in a game like Red Orchestra if you do that. Whereas Call of Duty, you can light someone up and then they can just turn and twitch shot you and kill you anyway, which is very, very frustrating and angering. But surprisingly enough, and this is something, I mean, this is half the reason that I game on PC, the community is a hell of a lot nicer. I have not had anyone swearing at me playing Call of Duty Ghost on PC. I haven't had really anyone doing anything but being helpful and friendly and just talking. Whereas you try to do that on console, you're not going to have the same experience.
It's I don't want to sound like I'm taking sides in like the whole PC and consoles debate, but it's so. Actually, I don't want to say it's entirely true. There's like the odd case where, you know, the opposite will be true about one or the other. I remember way back when I played...
League of Legends is one example right there.
Okay, yeah. I remember way back when I played, what was it? City of Heroes on the PC. And I was new to MMOs then. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like going around killing random enemies. And I was still pretty young then. Someone like insulted me, they called me a noob and all this stuff, and I was just like, I was in shock, and I was like, I never want to play this game again. And then there are people who I've actually, you know, made friends with playing, you know...
I'm going to stop you real quick. You see the red laser? The Vulture is very, very effective. That's one of my other kill streaks. I just wanted to point that out. Continue on.
I was actually wondering about that. Now, yes, I've actually made friends with people playing, you know, like Call of Duty or Halo with them. I made a lot of friends working at the GameStop that I worked at in Santa Monica. And these are people that I actually hung out with in person, and, you know, it was good stuff. So, I mean, the opposite can be, you know, said about either side, whereas, you know, sure, they both have their... Basically what I'm saying is they both have their ups and downs, so you kind of have to take it case by case.
And the last kill of the game is a bitch slap with a knife that I didn't even hit him.
What?
That's like a Twitch knife. So we went 24-4, pretty decent game, nothing absolutely amazing, but good enough to upload, so enjoy it.